Hi there everyone, welcome to my channel, The Yacht Resurrector. My name is Johnny Bravo and I'm super excited to share my journey with you. If you're passionate about maritime world, yachting and everything in between, then you're in the right place. I'm about to resurrect a 34-foot catamaran built here in Thailand. The story behind this yacht, it's been neglected for 17 years. It's brand new. It's never been launched. Brand new engines, everything brand new. So let's get started. Right guys, we're gonna fill up the tank and head off to the boat. Gonna just go and grab some coffee while lady fills the tank up. So, alright, I'm gonna head down to the boat. Gonna put it on time lapse. See you guys in 25 minutes. Bye for now. So guys, a little bit about my professional background. I've spent over 27 years in the maritime industry, and in the last 9 years I've been deeply involved in the yachting sector. Before that, I used to work for ship owners and management companies handling cargo ships and offshore support vessel. My role as a superintendent gave me the opportunity to oversee oil and gas offshore operations, especially managing the vessel maintenance and supporting the engineering team on board. Sawasdee krap, Kun Montri.
Oh, nothing.
Hey guys, what we have here is a Siam Cat AB34 catamaran. This cat has a length of 9.8 meters. It has a beam of 4.9 meters. It has a depth of 2.02 meters. It has a freeboard forward 1.46 meters, freeboard midship lightship 1.52 meters, freeboard aft lightship 0.4 meters, and a draft of 0.46 meters. Maximum draft loaded 0.85 meters. Volume displacement lightship is 4.20 meter cube, and the loaded craft is 6,060 kilograms. More about the machinery. Without further ado, let's go on board and have a look at that. As I mentioned earlier, the history behind this boat. This boat was commissioned in 2013, and it was given a 24-month grace period of completion. However, it took 48 months, still not completed, and the boat had to be taken out from the shipyard due to some legal problems with the shipyard and the owner, and it was shifted to a place called Silver Yard. It stayed there for almost a year plus, and then it was shifted again to PD Yard, and it stayed there for about a year plus. And before COVID, she was moved here to Pattaya Boat Club, and here is the boat. Let's go on board. Right. I'm gonna talk about the machineries. Here's the main engine. We have this is on the starboard side. We have one on the port side where the journey is also in there. This is a style motor. It's 205 kilowatts, 279 horsepower. It's IMO Tier 3 compliance. So which means this is a SOLAS engine. It's marine EC compliance technically. It has a lot of problems that we need to cover, and as you can see, there is no access to the raw water pump, which is right in front there. And if the impeller fails, there is no access. We have to take the engine out to get into that. Things were left, as I said, this boat has moved 4 different locations. So there's some water went in through the bilge. As you can see, those couplings are rusted. Those need to be chipped, serviced, and but I'm going to pull this engine out, get it serviced, because since 2014 until now, this engine has never been tried out. So there's lube oil in it, so that needs to be drained out. Oh, okay. And the other thing is, if you're gonna drain do an oil change, the only way that you can get the lube oil out from the engine is through the dipstick. And many of you know there's this pump that you can pump, and it has a vacuum that sucks it out. I would rather have a different system set up, and I will go through all this other things, upgrades and mistakes, and show you guys how things can be improved. And the other thing is this hatch, it needs to open on that side, because if you're working on this engine and if you need to pass, there's literally no way. You have to jump over this side and that side. And also the same problem made by the shipyard for the forward hatch covers. I'll show you that. Have a look at this. This one down here. So again, as I said, the boat has been neglected for a very long time, and we had some unwanted friends came on board, I guess, and did their mighty work. And the other thing I don't like about this is, like, when you pass wiring through this holes, the bad thing about things that you need to avoid on a boat is vibration is one of it. So when they vibrate, this thing rubs and then they start scoring. Oh, you can already see it. You saw that? And here too. So you see why we need to strip everything out and redo. And this is a journey where I'm going to show you guys problems where shipyard, when you guys want to build a boat, or you buy a boat, or you're going to do a project on your boat, things like this to look out for. This is not only for small boat like this, but bigger boats, the same thing. Vibration. Okay, that's a Massey Jenny, single phase, 230 volts, 50 hertz, 17.3 amps. It has a 4,000 watt capacity. There's a steering gear behind there, and there's a cylinder it's a hydraulic controlled steering system, and it's not been commissioned. There's no fluid. We need to bleed the air out from the system, and this journey has to come out in order for us to do that. and I typically don't like this hose, uh, and I don't like these jubilee clamps. Doesn't matter whether it's a small boat or in a super yacht, I just hate these clips. And there's a fridge in here, brand new, drains. It's not even, that's, I'll explain that when I get to that. All right, and let's get inside. I'll show you the interior. There's another fridge in here, brand new. So this works with AC and DC. And we have got some storage down here. We got a hot plate. This is set up for me to work right now. As you see, all the lights are not installed. All this wiring has to come out, and it's really messy. We don't have a drawings for this, and everything has been done by various people, so we don't really know, and I don't want to fire up anything. And then the most dangerous thing about being on a boat at sea, it's fire. And if there's electrical fault, and if you have a fire somewhere in this concealed place, like those wires that's been rubbing against those holes, will cause electrical short or a fire hazard. All right, more on the details on the interior. This panel was in the master cabin. We requested that to be shifted here, and this is also a messy job. More about that when we get down there. Here on the inner helm, hydraulic steering. We got a Raymarine VHF, the engine keys. These are the engine screens for the engine. We have a radar screen and a chart plotter in it, if I'm not wrong, if the owner had bought that package. Some flicking switch for all those pumps. This is a CCTV camera monitor inside the engines, and also out here, if you look at the back, the corners, a CCTV cameras installed by the owners, which we need to check if it works. There is a audio system here with some switch. We don't even know what that switches does, and we got to look into that as well. There's a fan coil here. This is a 5000 BTU, if I'm not wrong, and we have two right in front for the two cabins. That's also 5000, if I'm not wrong. I have to check the specs. All right, let's go down. This is on the starboard side. This is the head, and this is also not complete. That's the shower. Down here is where the fuel tank is on both sides, and you can see all those messy wiring. And also, guys, take note, if you're gonna buy a fiberglass boat, and if they were to put a screw directly through the hull, okay, if you can see, this isn't really a bad idea, because what happens is you are exposing the pores with the fiberglass, and then if you have a leak over that area and it penetrates in, then that over time water will get into those fiberglass and then it delaminates. There are better ways to do things, and this is one of those shortcuts. They charge you millions to build a yacht or a boat. But when you open up all those panels and you look at the workmanship, some yacht builders are really good, some are really terrible. And this again, these things, they rub in vibration and then they start to have scoring and they leak. Things like this hidden behind through the fiberglass. I've seen them putting through the hull where they mount the rule pump. Some guys have just put really long screws down there, and that is really bad because when water gets into that and you have a screw and it penetrates into the fiberglass, it will get into it. All right, so now we are going into the master cabin. As you can see, all the panels on the ceiling and the walls have been taken out. They are up on the main. It's up like here, some of them, as you can see. All right, so this panel right here originally was in here with a cover. It was requested to move over there because it doesn't make sense to have those things down here. 3 guys worked on this electrical things and it's not finished, so finally it ends up with me and I have to strip all this. And you see again here, I can do a better job. If you guys watch Sailing Uma, Dan and Kika, they're really doing a good job on their rebuild. Really like their work and they're really spending a lot of time thinking about things and putting things in perspective and putting in things in details, like stuff like this, like damn, there's a lot of things. Right, let's carry on. So there's a fan coil there and it's sitting right next to the chain locker where it sucks in. If you had a chain with rusty chain, you're gonna just suck whatever fume or oxidized air, chain or metal piece coming through that. So that's another no. By the way, I'll give you an update on that. So things like this, open wire, this is a bit, it's stuck. See, another one down there. That's the freshwater fill. See, what I mean is that screw going through. Things like this, even here. That's really a bad job. And all this will condensate. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll take it one at a time and tackle the problems. Now we're going into the port side. On your left hand side, this was initially planned for the owner's kid. He was, I think, 8 or 9 years old when the owner decided to build this boat. But there's a plan to do some changes in this cabin. We will update you. And yeah, there's another fuel tank down here. And also we have the radar. It's up here. These are my stuff that I brought in here to clean up the boat. And then from my previous captain, Virgil, nice soft hose cap. And here on your right hand side, another cabin. These are old stuff. You don't use these things no more. This has to go, so we're gonna try to trim that out, flush that thing off. And these are the wiper motors down here. Initially it was on top and it was sticking out we decided to move down here, and now it's sticking out as well down here. So we got to figure out how we're going to conceal this so that it's not a sore eye. All the lights installed. Yep, there's another fan coil here. So both the cabins on the forward has their independent fan coil. I'm going to change it to chiller system. Okay, down here, this is where the bow thruster is. More about the bow thruster later. As you can see, the rule pump for the bilge is missing, and the motor for the bow thruster is also missing. As you can see, the wirings are already here, the connections are already here. This has a story behind it. I will tell you in another episode. Right, and that's the end of the interior, and I'm gonna go up on the bow. As you can see, it's been left for a while, almost 9 years. All the seals between the windscreen is coming off. I've already bought the seals, the Sikaflex for this, and the accelerator for it. So, Short, my friend, which I know him for since 2006, I think it's almost 15 years I know him. So he's the guy who did this job for me, and he's gonna come back and do that. And we need to fix the hatch seals. And this is the other hatch problem. As you can see, the opening of the hatch is going on this side, and that leads onto this railing here. So it has to go either on that side, or the railing has to be readjusted. But we'll see what we can do. Right. Here is where you can access the fan coil. Let me turn right. So there's one unit down there. Oh, someone's touching. Sorry about that. And that's the phone locker on the other side. And here on the bench. So here's the locker. And it's the same on the other side. Oh, talking about the water tank. Yep. That's where the water tank is. And it's on the port side. And as you can see, we can't fully open that. So we need to think about what we need to do there. Alright, that concludes the exterior. Okay guys, let's go up to the upper helm. Here's the upper helm. Okay, down here we have the engine controls. The string of engine controls, the throttle, and there was a Ray Marine screen right here. This went missing when the boat went to PD yard, so we're missing. We gotta buy a new one for this. We don't know whether they do have this. It's gonna be a hunt for this. I'll get the specs and I'll put down the link below. If you guys or anyone who can come about where I can find this unit, please do let me know. Alright, Chot came by the other day and helped me fix this, and we found problems again. As you can see, those brackets down there straight up right in front of you, we can see, I'm pointing right at the gaps. So those brackets needs to be redone again so that they are flush, otherwise that's going to cause vibration and it's going to crack. We have another helm seat in Hong Kong that's coming soon. The owner is going to ship it out. Fasteners for this hard top, it's just screws and there's nothing above and in between the hard top. It's just screws, so this is a no-no because it's not strong. It will come off, and especially when we are cruising here in the Gulf of Thailand, there's a lot of wind, and if the boat catches, the hard top catches the wind, it's going to rip it off and the whole thing is just going to fly and hit someone, and we don't want to be in that situation. Plus, if you look, I'm just going to shake it, the whole thing shakes. And as for the bottom, same for the both sides, they use screw just to go through the fiberglass, and the problem is it's hollow, so that's like 5 mil max with screws in. Same goes to the forward one on all 4 corners. So we got to figure out how to reinforce that so that it's firm and solid. For the top, we know what we're going to do, and on top of the mast is going to go where the radar and all those stuffs will be installed, like the navigation lights, flag, pole, and all the good bits. And this railing here, it's going to be changed to go around the circumference so that it's not straight like that. Makes more sense to me, looks more pretty. And yep, this concludes the top. So guys, this concludes the exclusion of AB34. As you have seen all the defects, these are the critical items that I have to rectify, and it's a challenge to me. I'm very excited to get this project going as soon as possible, and my goal is to refurbish the entire cat, starting with removing all the electrical cables, stripping it down like bare hull, and rebuild everything again from scratch. So if you like contents like this, please consider subscribing, and I will see you on my next Resurrection video. Ciao for now.